Anxiety, the constant worry about negative events, the fear of what might happen, and the uneasy feeling that lingers in our minds. We'll explore ancient wisdom from the Roman philosopher Marcus and Seneca and learn how their insights can serve as an antidote to anxiety. Listen, my friend, this may help you in your daily life and belief or actions. Consider subscribing to our channel for more of this content. Number 1, understanding anxiety, something that touches all of us, something that we can't escape. You see, anxiety is that feeling we all get at times, that uneasy worry about the unknown, the fear of what might happen. It's part of being human. Now, here's the thing. It's perfectly normal to be concerned about what's going on in the world. But today, it feels like we're drowning in a sea of bad news, and it's easy to start thinking that everything's falling apart. It's like we're on a never-ending roller coaster of negative information, but for the wisdom from the ancient philosopher Seneca. He understood that most of our suffering actually happens in our minds, not in reality. We spend so much time worrying about things we can't control. We let our imagination run wild with negative scenarios. The motivational lesson. Recognize that you have the power to change this. You can choose to not let your mind be a playground for these anxious thoughts. Instead, focus on what you can control, on the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Remember, it's often our perception of events that causes suffering, not the events themselves. Seneca's lesson is clear. Don't let anxiety control your life. Choose to be in control of your own happiness. It's okay to be informed, but don't let the constant stream of negative news paralyze you. Take a step back, breathe, and look for the positive things in life. You've got this. Take charge of your mind, focus on what's in your control, and let go of the rest. Life is too precious to spend it worrying about things that might never happen. Embrace the present, my friend, and find joy in the simple things. Your journey to a more anxiety-free life begins with this mindset. Number 2, Seneca's wisdom. Seneca, he's someone whose words hold the power to change how we deal with anxiety and fear. Seneca was a Stoic philosopher, and his wisdom is like a guiding light in the darkness of uncertainty. In his 13th letter, titled On Groundless Fears, offers profound insights into managing the anxieties that life throws our way. He starts by telling us not to be unhappy before crises occur. In simple terms, this means not letting the weight of imagined troubles burden our spirits. You see, Seneca understood that a significant part of our suffering is not caused by external events, but by the stories we tell ourselves in our minds. It's our perception, our imagination, that often makes our worries seem larger than life. Seneca is teaching us that we have the power to choose our response to life's challenges. We can choose to face them with strength and resilience rather than letting them overwhelm us. Seneca's wisdom recognizes that your happiness is in your hands. Don't let the fear of what might happen hold you back from living fully. Face your fears with courage, for often, the reality of the situation is much less daunting than what we imagine. This lesson is not just about managing anxiety. It's about taking control of your life. Seneca is like a mentor, guiding us to live with purpose and intention. The challenges you face are opportunities for growth, and Seneca's wisdom reminds us that we can be masters of our own destiny. Remember this? Don't be unhappy before crises occur. Embrace each day with courage, and let Seneca's timeless teachings inspire you to live a life free from the shackles of anxiety. You've got the strength within you to face whatever comes your way. Number 3, Seneca's 13th letter. On Groundless Fears, he said, don't be unhappy before crises occur. Now, I know this might sound simple, but the truth is it's one of the most powerful lessons you can ever learn. Seneca's wisdom reminds us not to let our minds be consumed by anxiety over potential dangers that might never come to pass. It's like he's telling us not to suffer twice, once in our imagination and once in reality. Here's the motivation I want to offer you. Life is unpredictable. It's full of twists and turns, challenges and uncertainties. But why should we add to our suffering by worrying about things that haven't happened yet? Why should we let our minds create suffering that's not real? The truth is, my friend, our imagination can be both a wonderful gift and a formidable foe. It can dream big dreams, but it can also craft nightmares. Seneca's lesson is clear. Choose the dreams over the nightmares. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to face the day with optimism, courage, and a belief that no matter what challenges come your way, you'll handle them. Or you can let your mind dwell on the what-ifs and let fear and anxiety consume your thoughts. Imagine the freedom of not being burdened by unnecessary worry. Embrace each day with a sense of anticipation rather than apprehension. Look forward to the possibilities life has in store for you, and trust that you have the strength and resilience to face any crisis if and when it arrives. The suffering in your mind is often far greater than the suffering in reality. Don't let your imagination rob you of the beauty and potential of this moment. You're capable of more than you know, and with the wisdom of Seneca, you can live a life free from the weight of groundless fears. Number 4, looking forward to better things. Another treasure trove of wisdom from Seneca, the ancient philosopher. He's here to teach us about the power of looking forward to better things. You see, Seneca advises us to set our sights on brighter horizons and not get lost in the dark clouds of potential suffering. He's telling us to focus on the good that lies ahead. Now, let me tell you why this is so incredibly motivating. Imagine your life as a journey. There might be challenging terrains and there might be smooth roads, but the beauty of this journey lies in the anticipation of what's ahead. Think about it. When you're on a road trip, you don't spend your time worrying about flat tires or empty gas tanks before they happen, do you? You look forward to the breathtaking scenery and exciting adventures that await you. The same principle applies to life. Seneca is reminding us that by looking forward to better things, we're gaining something precious: time. Time to enjoy the present moment and to anticipate positive events. You're giving yourself the gift of optimism and hope. And here's the motivation I want to share with you. Life is full of surprises. Many of them are wonderful, but if we're constantly bracing for disaster, we might miss out on the opportunities that come our way. Starting today, look forward to the good stuff. Imagine the positive outcomes you desire and believe that they are within your reach. Trust that even in the face of challenges, there's always a brighter side waiting to be discovered. Don't be weighed down by unnecessary worries about what might go wrong. Instead, lift your spirits with the anticipation of better days. And remember, the journey itself is a valuable experience. It's filled with lessons, growth, and moments of joy. Your life is an adventure, and you are the hero of your story. Embrace the present with enthusiasm and look ahead with optimism. With Seneca's guidance, you can make your journey a beautiful and exciting one. And number 5, balancing fear and hope. Imagine life as a grand scale with fear on one side and hope on the other. In the middle, where the scale is perfectly balanced, lies your key to peace and success. Seneca, the wise philosopher, encourages us to find that balance, to understand the weight of our hopes and fears. First, think about what you hope for, your dreams, your aspirations. Let hope be your guiding light when uncertainty clouds the way. Your hopes are the stars that can lead you through even the darkest nights. Now on the other side, we have fear, your heavy burden that can tip the scale if left unchecked. Fear is like a shadow that often appears larger and more menacing than the reality it represents. We must remember that fear is a natural part of life, but it doesn't have to control us. Here's the lesson. When faced with uncertainty, fear looms large. Try to believe in what you hope for. Trust in the power of your dreams. This is where the magic happens. It's not about denying fear, but acknowledging its presence while choosing to place more weight on your hopes. Excessive worry, that constant nagging anxiety, can pull you down. Seneca advises us to limit it. Acknowledge your fear, but don't let it overwhelm you. Focus more on the positive possibilities. Think of it this way. When a tightrope walker crosses a chasm, they're aware of the risk of falling, but they look ahead to the other side where they hope to reach safely. In this delicate balancing act of life, embrace your hopes, keep them at the forefront of your mind. The fears won't disappear, but they won't control your path. Number 6, the peril of misplaced worry. Imagine life as a grand theater, and you are both the actor and the audience. Seneca, the wise philosopher, warns us about a common trap many of us fall into: misplaced worry. It's like rehearsing for a play that never actually happens. You're always getting ready to live, but never quite stepping onto the stage of the present. You'll become the eternal understudy in the theater of your own life. Yes, there are real concerns, valid worries that we all face. But too often, we let our minds run wild with imagined catastrophes, scenarios that may never come to pass. We waste precious time preparing for plays that will never be performed. Think about it like this. You're sitting in the audience with the script of your life in your hands, but you're so busy rehearsing for the next act that you forget to enjoy the one that's happening right now. Misplaced worry is like missing your own show. Seneca encourages us to focus on the current act. Yes, anticipate what's coming, but don't lose yourself in the future. This moment right now is where your life unfolds. It's where the real action happens. When you find yourself lost in thoughts of catastrophe, pull yourself back to the present. Refocus on the here and now. Don't be the fool who spends their life preparing for a future that may never arrive. Live your life as the lead actor, not the understudy. Embrace the current act with enthusiasm and vigor. Your real life story is unfolding before your eyes, and it's up to you to make it a masterpiece. Number 7. I examine my judgments. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine your mind as a courtroom, and you are the judge of your thoughts and emotions. Marcus Aurelius, a wise philosopher, reminds us that what truly affects us isn't the events themselves, but the judgments we make about them. It's not the world outside our minds, but the interpretations and verdicts we pass within them that shape our feelings. Here's the lesson. When you're feeling anxious, upset, or frustrated, pause for a moment. Examine the judgments you're making in your head. Are they fair? Are they accurate? Or are they just perceptions colored by your emotions? You have the power to be the judge in this courtroom. It's easy to blame external circumstances for your feelings, but ultimately, it's your judgments that hold the gavel. This realization is liberating because it means you have the ability to change your judgments and, in turn, change how you feel. Instead of pointing fingers at others or external events, take responsibility for your judgments. If they're causing you distress, consider reevaluating them. Are there alternative ways to interpret a situation that would lead to more peace and happiness? By acknowledging that you have this power, you free yourself from being a victim of circumstances. You become the master of your own reactions. When you do this, you'll find that even in challenging situations, you can maintain a sense of calm and inner peace. It's not events that disturb you. It's your judgments. Concerning them, be the wise judge of your thoughts, and you'll discover that you have the key to your own emotional well-being. The lessons from Seneca and Marcus offer us an antidote to anxiety. They teach us to live in the moment, to balance our fears with hope, and to avoid unnecessary suffering caused by our own minds. Let us apply these ancient principles to our modern lives and find a way to live more fully and worry less. Consider subscribing to our channel